try and press. Okay, so a little bit of introduction and a big welcome from the dream team, sister team. One in Norway, one in Slovenia. This is the advantage of Corona, I suppose, that we got quite used to this. I won't say completely used to this, because today has been quite challenging. But yeah, Živa met a very nice group of Norwegian people, or was invited by a very nice group of Norwegian people for a beautiful New Year's Eve dinner, and found out about, I think I remember it about, or maybe 2 days earlier or something, but anyway, it was pretty much on the New Year start that she said to me, "You have to join this." And I was like, no, I'm not joining anything anymore. I found my peace at home. I'm enjoying, for the first time in my life, a little bit of freedom, and I'm not doing much, and it's really nice, no stress. But she was quite persistent and said that she'll actually sign me up even if I don't want to. And of course I could not agree to that, so I started looking into it. And stop laughing, it's true. And as soon as I listened to the first presentation by Jeremy and Anna, I was like, maybe, you know, I miss Bitcoin. Maybe it's time I learn a little bit more about what this cryptocurrencies and smart contract and blockchains, and it was all new stuff. So we were given about 10 days before the beta launch, to which Živa was invited, started, to do a little bit of study. And then we got now a 2 months break, because the enthusiasm of the first few days was so big that we crashed the platform, and the founders had to go back and redo things. And now we are pretty confident we know what we're getting involved in, and that's why we want to spread the word much further and give you an opportunity to decide for yourself whether you like what you will see in about, I'm hoping to make it in an hour and a little bit. I've never done it before in that short a time, but I'll try. And then decide what your next step is for you. I invite everybody not to just take what I say for good, you know, for 100% certain, and understand what I will be presenting. At the end, I will gladly answer any questions, but during the presentation, I'll try and go through as fast as I can so that we try and be kind of on time. Okay, so let's roll on. So share screen will be a good start, which is now here. Share screen. Okay, share. And okay, if you spot an opportunity and are really excited by it, throw yourself into it with everything you've got. So Richard Branson, well, I tend to do exactly that, and I've pretty much told you already in the introduction that in the last 2 months I have studied, or we have studied this in a great deal of detail, and we truly believe that we have a project in front of us that's the real thing, that has a very strong long-term vision and a very strong why that totally aligns with what we are all about. It's something disruptive, it's groundbreaking, it's global, and it's supposed to benefit the masses. And that's also something that for me is pretty crucial. The other thing that's really important is the 100% transparency and no empty promises. And let's go into what it's all about. So welcome to D.AI.SY, decentralized system capitalizing on the power of artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI. I think you all know that AI has become a really important part of the future for so many industries, and particularly the financial sector, and even more so in the trading sector. So let's just touch the legal disclaimer before we proceed. It's really important that we realize that by founding the DAISY crowdfund tiers, we are actually contributing to the equity crowd fund for the DAISY AI development and not into trading. We're not making an investment into trading. Endotech, which is the technological partner, is giving us shares and stock of the company and profit sharing from the trading results as a thank you for the contribution. And prior to Endotech going public, shares of Endotech stock will be rewarded to each crowdfunding contributor, and stock certificates will actually require us the KYC for, verification of each contributor's legal identity before any shares of the stock can be rewarded. In the case that Endotech does not go public, the equity will be converted into dividends for each contributor. The trading accounts will be used for the purpose of testing and developing the AI. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and it is only for information purpose. Historical performances shown are also the result of compounding profits. Profit rewards are contingent upon profitable trading performance, and results are not guaranteed. All performances will be visible with full transparency to each crowdfunding contributor. Up to 46% of the of the funds are designated to the smart contract for marketing via the referral plan, and DAISY is currently not available in all countries, including the US. Also, I want to stress out, I mean, I already told you, I pretty much started learning about this beginning of January. I'm in no way a financial advisor, and everything I say here, you have to do your due diligence before you decide. I'm absolutely passing on all the information that I truly believe is true, but still, it is your responsibility. So let's look at what is DAISY. DAISY is an equity crowdfunding model for financial technologies. Basically, you probably all know about Kickstarter. I mean, if you join Kickstarter or you fund something there, you're funding a product. Here, we're basically funding a vision for developing different financial technologies. It's a decentralized smart contract and not a company. It is a model where everyone can win, both with profits, equity, and income. It is currently crowdfunding Endotech for the DAISY AI project, and the contributors all receive stock equity and profit rewards. And the DAISY AI is basically an abbreviation for decentralized AI systems, and it is developed by Endotech. DAISY AI is the next generation of AI trading. It will significantly multiply the current AI performance of Endotech. It is also the first project capitalized by DAISY Crowdfund. It is to receive $10 million for development from the referral plan. The target for DAISY Live trading account is $500,000, and this is the DAISY fund. And the DAISY AI is Endotech's path to becoming a public company. So let's talk about Endotech. It has basically an 8-year track record. It was founded in 2012, and it is a fintech company. From 2012 to 2018, it was primarily in the Forex and commodities sector. And since 2018, it has become very dominant in the crypto sector. Its roadmap is to complete the DAISY AI by 2021 and to become a publicly traded company latest in 2022. Currently, it's providing the AI trading systems for top financial institutions. And it has a proven track record of high performance results. At some of them we will look at a little bit later. And in 2021, it has been listed as the institutional partner on the official Gemini website, which is one of probably the most important exchange sites in the world. So a pretty big reference and something that can certainly give us a huge amount of confidence that the partner that we have is a very brilliant partner. And if you join D.AI.SY in this first phase, you actually become shareholder of this company. It was founded by Dr. Anna Becker, and it is operated by top AI scientists. Let me just briefly introduce Dr. Anna Becker. You can read everything that's on the screen while I tell you a little bit another piece of information, and that is that Anna Becker will actually be coming to Slovenia in about 3 weeks. She has been invited by Jožef Stefan Institute, which is Slovenia's top research and AI development institute. And we were hoping that she will come here in person, but due to COVID, it looks like the whole thing will be online. So we will not get to meet her in person, but she definitely is a real person with an amazing track record of, let's say, brain power, or how should I put it? I mean, she really is one of a kind, according to the people who know her at Jožef Stefan Institute. And she has actually worked as a compliance officer with regulators like NFA and CFTC, which you can read in this article or a copy of this article. Yeah, I think from, what I've told you about Endotech and what I've told you about Dr. Anna Becker, you probably can see that we have really the top technological partner in this project. And this will basically represent the backbone of all the trading, whilst everything else is actually on smart contract, which is on a blockchain. So we are guaranteed really complete transparency, and no one person can control the project or change anything that's promised in the project. So it's really a pretty amazing combination of the whole thing. Let's go on. Okay, let's look at some of the strategies that have been used by Endotech. This one actually has been running since January 2018 and was closed on December 2020, or maybe, I think it's actually still running, but this report was done for 2020. And in this time, it generated over 2,000%, including compounding interest, obviously, return, which makes an average of 814% per year. But the full transparency that I was telling you about is what I want to point out. And basically, they tell us here clearly that 13 out of the 21, actually, I'm just realized that I'm showing you on the wrong screen. So 13 out of the 21 months have actually been losing months, and their biggest daily loss was minus 15%. So, it's real trading, and that's what you would expect from real trading. But there are many projects on the market that are basically just promising you either daily or weekly profits, and they never talk about losses, and most likely because they've never been really trading. So, and most of these projects also disappear after about 6 to maybe a year and a half. I mean, 6 months to maybe a year and a half. And basically they disappear when the flow of money stops coming in. Whereas in D.AI.SY, that will never happen because it's not dependent on the flow of money coming in from new members. We actually have an amazing product, an amazing trading company that will be yielding profits from the money that we contribute to the crowdfund. Okay, let's look at one more. Their top leverage strategy. This one actually was only running for 2 months, and out of those 2 months, 1 month was losing months, but still in the 2 months it managed to actually generate a 290% profit. And again, I think it's really important to realize that we are entering in high risk, high return markets. So, you know, it needs to be said that there will be good times and there will be bad times, and you should not be investing money if you decide to do so that you need short term, or that is, you know, all your life savings or whatever. But definitely there is a potential for massive gains. And if we go back to what I said at the beginning, that really the goal of the whole project is to even improve these strategies by up to 4 times, then we could be really looking into something really remarkable. Okay, this is how your back office will look on the phone. Pretty similar also on the page, but basically we see really the full transparency. One area is where you see what money you've contributed. One area is where you see how your matrices is doing, how your community is building up, and one area is where you look at, so the fund area is where you look at how the trading is performing and what your benefits are from there. So basically you can log in and look at your results and where you are at every second of the day if you wish so. Okay. Like I said, there are many types of opportunities in the marketplace. Some are very much short-term potential and others are long-term. Looking at the roadmap for DAISY, we can quickly realize that this is an enormous potential for a long-term project. The success and the viability of the DAISY crowdfunding opportunity is very much based around Endotech, like we said, the fintech company that is responsible for the development of the AI trading technology. And they were funded in 2012 when Endotech was registered. Then in 2018, they started the commercial use of AI crypto trading. And then in November 2020, they were evaluated. In January 2021, we had the pre-launch of DAISY for 4 days. And the next phase, once we complete phase 1, which basically will be completed when we manage to raise $10 million for the development. And I should just point out that 10% of that goal was actually already reached in the 4 days that we were running in the pre-launch. So if you want to be a proud DAISY stock owner or Endotech stock owner through DAISY, you probably need to be quite quick in deciding if you want to join in phase 2. But phase 1, but phase 2 will also be extremely amazing. There we will be entering the Forex trading, which is a completely different market. It's the biggest market, and it will give us the opportunity to spread our investment into different areas, making it far more let's say secure, but also giving us a much bigger opportunity, or giving the Endotech and AI a much bigger opportunity to really be in the market that is allowing for the best results, while also minimizing the risk at that point. And then 2023, but possibly also this I said in 2023, but possibly also sooner, because at the beginning we thought that it will take us a long time to actually get from phase 1 to phase 2, but now it looks like this will be extremely fast. But by 2023, for sure, DAISY will also be adding commodities, and we'll also be having our own hedge fund. And so it is a very, very promising, fruitful, full of opportunities roadmap that lies ahead of us. So let's look at how we can actually profit from this project. But of course, before we can make a profit, we first need to invest. So there are 10 different crowdfunding tiers. The first one starting at just $100 and then going up by a multiplication of 2. So we'll look at that a little bit later. But once you've registered and made your contribution, every contributor actually gets their proportion of the 5% Endotech stock. 50 to 70% of our contribution is used in the trading for development of the AI. 70% of the profit that is generated from that trading is then rewarded back to the contributor. 15% of that profit actually goes back via the referral plan to all the members. And then 15% is given to Endotech for their performance fees. But all the contributors can actually withdraw their trading profits or rewards at any time. And all contributors are also able to participate in the DAISY referral plan, but that is not compulsory, as we will see later. And the referral plan actually pays out up to 46% of each contribution. Okay, there's something there that I was not planning on having there, but so what? Let's look at how our contribution is split when we actually make it. So each of us must have a Tron wallet. That Tron wallet is actually linked to the smart contract, and we purchase the USDT, which is, we'll look at later, but it's a stable coin on the Tron blockchain. And the DAISY contribution is then split between the DAISY fund, 50 to 70%, depending on the size of our contribution, goes to Endotech, where they are using it for trading, and 85% of the profits that they make on the trading are rewarded back to the contributors directly into the Tron wallet instantly when we want to have them paid out. And 50 to 30% of the contribution actually goes into the DAISY crowd, which then is used to pay to through the referral plan up to 46% to the people in the matrix, and the rest goes into raising the $10 million to develop the DAISY AI, and also we are rewarded with stock. So that's pretty much, let's say, the cash flow of each of our contribution. Let's look briefly at why the Tron blockchain was chosen. Basically, by being on the blockchain, it allows us to have an automatic interaction between members and DAISY. There is no need for a company which would be controlling anything. It basically allows for full transparency, and it promises whatever is promised is executed immediately. So, you know, whatever I'm telling you now is what is the real thing. Nobody can ever change that. Tron blockchain is also amongst the fastest and the most scalable, much more than Ethereum or Bitcoin. Actually, Tron blockchain was pretty much designed to be used by smart contract. It has very low gas fees, and it's allowing high performing smart contracts to work at low costs. It is also the top emerging decentralized app platform with a big future. And those who have already joined in the beta launch in January know that we actually started off by using the Tron token, the TRX token, which has now been actually swapped in this further development phase to the USDT TRC20 stablecoin. And the reason for that is because there were a lot of problems with the fluctuating TRX value. And we all still think in fiat. We pay our bills in fiat. We buy our bread in fiat currencies. So it's just easier to see how much you have, how much you've been paid, how much you want to invest. It is now actually the first smart contract to be based on a stable coin. And important to realize is that the wallet address that you have, if you're already registered, actually stays the same. There will be no changes. The only thing is the first time you log in, you will have to confirm that you agree with this transition from the TRX to the USDT. And you will be then receiving all your matrix bonuses, and you will be funding the tiers with the USDT. But the transaction fees will still be carried out with TRX. So it's important to realize that you need to have both of those in your wallet, but we will help you with understanding exactly what that means if you decide that you want to join. Okay, I don't think I mean, I've been involved with quite a few network marketings and quite a few companies that use network marketing because it's actually a great way to promote your product, to use the word of mouth to actually share information. But I've never seen a company, a network marketing with a network marketing structure that actually gives you so many opportunities for passive income as D.AI.SY does. We already spoken about the fact that we will all get equity if we decide to join in phase 1. We will all get the potential trading rewards when Endotech is working for us, making money from our money. But there is also a potential referral plan revenue, which will be paying us back up to 48% of your investment if you have a structure whereby the people above you in your matrix are bringing in more people, more than 3 people, and you basically will get what we call spillover. And we will talk about that a little bit later, but on level, what exactly spillover means, but on level 1 and 2, or generation 1 and 2, you can actually get a total of 12 people, and this total of 12 people can actually give you $48 back from your, let's say, $100. So, and if you fund a higher tier, again, you can earn back the matrix bonus from the first 2 generations without having to ever invite one single person. But if you want to earn on, okay, before we go actually to the matrix bonuses, let's just look at how we can contribute and how the whole contribution plan is made. So tier 1 is our entry level contribution. It's the contribution of $100 with which we register. We all have to start at 1, and then we can move to 2 and to 3 and to 4. And basically you can see that they always go up by 2. So when you register and you pay $100, your $100 will be split $50 into the fund, like we saw in the diagram before, and $50 will go to the crowd. And you will also get 1 equity share of Endotech. If you then decide to upgrade to tier 2 and pay another $200, making your total investment of $300, this will again be split 50-50 between the fund and the crowd, and you will be a proud owner of 3 shares. And this all continues up to tier level 7, where you invest a total of 12,700, and this is still equally split between the 2. And then tier levels 8, 9, and 10, which have the higher investments. So 12,800, 25,600, and 51,200, which would actually mean if you invest the total 102, I mean, if you upgrade up to tier level 10, you would actually invest a total of $102,300 into D.AI.SY project, making your total investment into the fund just under 70,000 and into the crowd just over 33,000. Let's look at the referral plan. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, word of mouth is probably today the strongest marketing tool, because people are bombarded by so many different advertising things and, you know, pop-ups, and basically you can't watch a movie or anything anymore without being bombarded by so many things. So it's just much more, it's much nicer to talk to people and actually hear what they have to say and trust their instinct and their experience. And word of mouth is basically the basis of network marketing, and we probably do it all the time, just not being paid for it and not realizing it. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but if I like something, I tend to tell people about it, and that's basically, in a way, network marketing. But you know, on the other hand, it also has had quite a bit of negative publicity, because there have been scams that have left people with very, very poor experiences. And so, you know, one needs to be sure that what's shown is true. And I'm really very much sure that what the referral plan of D.AI.SY is has been extremely well thought out and extremely well constructed, and it really does give everybody an opportunity to learn, even the people that have never never invite anybody to the project. Okay, so let's dive deeper into, no, doesn't want to, wants to, okay. The referral plan is actually divided into 3 sections. One is the upfront income bonuses, which are paid out instantly to our Tron wallet, and they pay out up to 46%. And we actually have 5 different ways of earning in this area, which we will discuss into more detail later. But the upfront income is basically happens when people decide to either register with D.AI.SY or upgrade their tier levels. Then we have the residual income, which comes from the trading profits, and that's actually a passive income, which happens when people pay out their profits generated from trading. And the final one is stock equity, which we've already discussed. So let's look at, what does personal referral bonus really mean? It's 5% when you invite somebody to join D.AI.SY. By invite, I don't mean that you have to give them a full presentation like I'm sharing with you now, because it does take a little bit of studying to do it. But with the COVID and with everybody now being on Zoom, one of us can do it and everybody else can invite people to join. And it means that we just give them a nice presentation, or you actually send them a recording of the presentation, and then they can, you just help them register with your referral link. The 5% you will always get, irrespective of what you have yourself been able to invest. So even if you've only registered or only funded $100, if you bring somebody who will actually go in with the 100,000, you will get $5,000 from them. So the personal referral does not have any qualification requirements to get the full bonus. You will always get the 5%. Then the next bonus we have is the forced matrix. But before I go into, I mean the matrix bonus, but before I go into that one, let me just briefly explain to you what does forced matrix really mean and why even people that have not referred anybody can actually also earn in this plan. So in this first case, you are the golden person, which brought 3 people, invited 3 people to this project. And let's say they each also invited 3. So this would be a perfect matrix where everybody invites 3 people, which in reality never happens, but that's how it would look. In the second case, we're talking about spillover. This means that people above you brought 3 people, but then they also want to invite more people, and they don't have any more direct spots available. So the next person that they invite will actually fall maybe in one of your spots, and then maybe you invite 2 more people, but when you want to invite the third person, that person will actually already be basically referred to or spill over for one of your members. And then they can bring some of their own, but then some come from the top again. So basically, we're talking of a community that's helping each other. And the more we all help each other, the more people can join DAISY and the more spillover we create for each other. And there is a lot of talk on spillover. If you will look on YouTube, there are many people discussing it. There is a potential for great spillover, but I don't want to promise anything. If it comes, we'll all be very happy to accept it. If it doesn't, we'll just make it for each other. That's, I think, what's the best way to approach the whole thing. So in the beta launch, in the first 4 days that we had, I will share with you the results, but I also want you to understand that each tier, so whenever you make a contribution to DAISY, you're actually opening a new whole matrix for yourself, a new 3x10 matrix. So when you make your $100 contribution on tier level 1, you actually open a 3x10 matrix. And in the first 4 days, 52,000 people managed to register in DAISY. From those, 22 upgraded to tier level 2 with a $200 contribution and opened up a new matrix. What's important to realize is that because the matrix compress, it means that whoever is first, the matrix or the smart contract always looks, okay, I'm investing 200. Who was my sponsor? Did my sponsor already invest 200? Yes. Okay. And it will place you on the next available spot underneath your sponsor. If your sponsor has not yet made the $200 contribution, it will look at who was their sponsor that has already made the $200 contribution. So you will then be placed in the first spot underneath them. And that way, so the whole thing is basically built from top to bottom every single time. And each matrix, of course, at this point is getting smaller and always will be getting smaller, but it means that you have not missed anything yet, because if you look at the numbers, you will see that actually in tier 10, at the moment, there are only 78 people. So it's still totally beginning, and it's still, like on level 5, which is the $1,600 contribution, there's less than 4,000 people. Less than 2,000 people in the next level. And then we're talking less than 1,000 people in the last 4 levels. So don't feel like you don't have an equal opportunity that all of us that have already registered had on the 10th of January. We are really still in the very, very, very beginning of DAISY project. But from the first 4 days results, we pretty much anticipate that we will be the fastest growing company to $1 billion, and within 6 months have at least 1 million members. So it's a good point to be introduced to in DAISY. So how does your matrix, what does your matrix look like in terms of members? Like we said before, in generation 1, your first level, you have 3 members. Generation 2 has 9 members. Generation 3 has 27, additional 27, I must say. 4, 81, and all the way to 10, which has in itself 59,683 members, making a total of 88,572 members. This means that you actually have potentially 88,572 members in every single one of the 10 tier matrices. So we're talking, what's that, 80, I can't even do the math, 888,000 people approximately, potentially in your matrix that you can earn from. And we are talking of a long-term project which will have new phases, new projects coming in all the time. So it's what's important is really to realize that the more you invest, the bigger the matrix that you can be earning from. But you don't have to do it right now. You can start with 100, and when you make some money, make another 200 or whatever. It's not like you have to do everything on the first day. So yeah, okay, I should have done that, but let's look at the matrix bonuses now in more detail. We already talked about generation 1 and 2, and the fact that these two we can all earn from, irrespective of whether we ever invited anybody to DAISY. So a total of 12 people that can come from your uplines that are spillover in your matrix, you can earn from in any tier that you have contributed to. So if you have your matrix, if you have your $100 matrix, you will earn from 12 people in that. If you have your $200 matrix, again from 12 people in that, and so on up to tier 10. In tiers 1 to 7, you get 4% from these people, and in tiers 8 to 10, where the investment is smaller, I mean the amount of money that goes into the referral plan is smaller because more of it goes into the trading, you get 2%. But if you want to earn from levels 3 to 10, then you do need to qualify for that. And in my opinion, being again, tried again quite a few network marketing companies, these qualification levels are very kind to every single member, because most of the companies require you to actually bring in people every month or to make purchases every month. In DAISY, whatever level you unlock, it is unlocked forever. So as soon as you bring in 3 people, who took minimum of 3 people, who together invested a total of $1,000, you actually have your generation 3 unlocked. That means that you can potentially earn from another 27 people that fall into this generation level. And if they are in, if this is in matrices for tiers 1 to 7, you get 3% from them. And if this is in matrices from 8 to 10, you get 1.5% from them. This would mean that on level 3, you can potentially earn from these 27 people a total of $81. For generation 4, you need to bring a total of 6 people or more than 6 people, but they must together invest a minimum of $2,000. On tiers 1 to 7, you get 3% again, tiers 8 to 10, again 1.5%, making a total from this potentially 81 people, $243. All the way to generation 10, for which you need to have it unlocked, bring minimum of 24 people, and together they must make a total investment of at least $128,000. That would actually then unlock the whole matrix for you, which is what we already said before, a total of 88,572 people. And it actually means that if every single one of these 88,000+ people would invest just $100, you would potentially earn $344,460. And if you make a higher investment, and if they make a higher investment, then of course these numbers get even higher. The total potential of all 10 matrices is actually nearly $200 million. It's a number that I have a difficulty in even saying, I must say. So, but you know, let's make some money. Probably not quite that much. Okay. Let's look at another bonus, which is called the matrix check matching bonus. What this bonus really means is that, oh, finally I managed to switch it to laser, good. That you will, when your people, the people that you refer personally, so your direct, your personal referrals, start building their own network, you will earn 10% of whatever they earn, providing that you have, that the earnings that they are making are coming from the tier levels or from the tier matrices that you are also present in, or the tier contributions that you have also made, and that the people that they have earned from fell into one of the generations that you yourself have qualified for. What that means is that, you know, if we look at an example, let's say you're qualified to earn on 5 generations in the matrix. So 1 and 2, everybody can earn from, but you also qualified for generation 3, 4, and 5. You have not yet qualified for generation 6 because you have not reached the $8,000 contribution total yet. Actually, you are also missing one person yet. You've enrolled 11, but not 12. So you would then earn 10% from the matrix bonus of everything, of all the $100 contributors within those 5 matrices. And if somebody falls into a higher matrix, then you would not. That's basically the important thing to realize. So whatever matrix you have opened, you will earn the 10% from whatever your personal referrals make, as long as the person who they invite falls within the matrix, the levels of matrix, generations of matrix that you're qualified for. We have an additional important bonus, which allows for, especially at the beginning, in the beta stage, and also now when we are relaunching, that you can actually make a lot more money than just the 48% from spillover, because for the first 2 days, people waiting to register and upgrade. And so there is an additional grace period just for this relaunch. We will actually not have 48 hours, but we will actually have full 5 days from the day we start again. Once those 5 days are over, it will go back to every time a person registers, they have a grace period of 48 hours with a full open matrix, and then it closes at the level to which they have, for which they have qualified. Okay, so far we've basically talked about the rewards that come when people either join DAISY or upgrade their tiers. But now let's look at a residual trading bonus. So basically a bonus which is paid out when the contributors withdraw their trading profits. So for this bonus, you can qualify if you have made some personal referrals, because you will only earn from your personal referrals. But the interesting, I mean, this matrix doesn't work quite like, oops, sorry, I just wanted you to see the whole thing. This matrix is also a 10 generation matrix, but your level 1 in the uni level is all your personal referrals. You can refer just one person, and then you will maybe be really lucky, and this one person brings in 200 people, and you will earn 3.5% from whatever they make on all their 200 people. So you would still be earning, even though you have not unlocked generation 3, 4, 5, or 6 of your matrix, 3 by 10 matrix. But if you do qualify for generations lower, so whatever qualifications you do, you will actually earn also from the people that your referrals bring in. That would be generation 2, and whatever their referrals bring in, like whoever they invite to, becomes your 3rd generation, and whoever they bring in all become your 4th generation. So this matrix is actually potentially much, much, much bigger than your 3 by 10 normal matrix. And it has a huge potential for the residual income, and it has no limit on how much you can earn from this. And this is completely passive income, which basically comes when people decide to cash in on their profits that Endotech made for them, and you don't have to do anything for this except for invite people at the beginning. So it's I call this uni-level residual trading bonus pretty much my pension plan, because it has probably an even bigger potential than the other matrices that we saw, because the Endotech trading is really the backbone of this whole project. So it's really important to understand the significance and the size of this potential of uni-level trading bonus. Okay, let's look at, well, yeah, let me start again. Basically, the most important time, I think we all know, to take action is like as soon as you learn about something, because that's when the information is fresh, that's when your enthusiasm is going on, and that's why the founders have decided to basically incentivize the first 30 days with a pace setter bonus. This means that generation 1 and 2 has no qualifications, that we already said. Generation 3 has, we already spoke about that. You bring 3 people that invest a minimum or crowdfund a minimum of $1,000, and you have your generation 3 open. But then if you do that within the 30 days, the smart contract will automatically, immediately unlock your generation 4. And as soon as you make the qualifications for generation 4, you will have your generation 5 unlocked. So basically this means that within the first 30 days, whatever you manage to achieve, you will always get 1 extra generation opened for the duration of the project, or for life, whatever this means. And then you can have an even bigger incentive if you actually manage to open the full matrix within the 30 days by actually fulfilling the full qualifications for the matrix. That means bringing a minimum of 24 people with a minimum of 128,000 US dollar contribution, you then become what we call a gold pay setter. And this means that you will actually get your share of the pool that's created for all the gold pay setters. And in this pool, every time there is a global contribution, 1.8% of of each of the global contributions goes and is divided between all gold pay setters at that point. The same way, 1.25% of all the global trading profits that are paid out. Every time any member pays out a trading profit, 1.25% goes into the pool for the gold pay setters. And additionally, 5% of the equity are shared between all gold pay setters. So Endotech stocks, additional 5% of Endotech stocks. This basically means that, again, the founders have managed to create a plan which encourages every single one of us to help each other. Cross lines are helping each other. I've had amazing calls with people who have nothing to do with our matrix, but they are so willing to help explain things. You know, it's just a really, really amazing community being built. And that's what makes it so much fun and so much more rewarding to be in this project. Okay, and then there is, you know, if this is not enough, then there is actually, in the line of what I've just said, encouraging everyone to help each other, another leadership, another bonus, which is actually called the leadership bonus. And this bonus just means that if you help 3 people that you personally sponsored become gold pay setters, so within 30 days of them registering that they make the qualifications for the gold pay setter, the 24 direct referrals with a minimum of $128 contribution total, then you actually get 1 share of the leadership bonus pool. This 1 share means that you can actually get more than 1 share. If you make 6 people in your team, if you help 6 people in your team become gold pay setters, then you actually get 2 shares, 3 shares, whatever. All the shares are between them. I mean, all the leadership bonus. The leadership bonus is again composed of 1.8% of all the global crowdfunding contributions and 1.25% of all the global trading profits. And this one has no time limit. So, you know, you might make it or you might miss it, but even if you miss it, you can help people in your team become successful and qualify for the leadership bonus, which will, in terms of money, of course, be higher because there will always be less leaders than gold pay setters. But you can actually qualify for both of them. Okay, so yeah, this is basically, you know, to imagine money coming in, potentially 3.6% from every contribution worldwide, and potentially up to 2.5% from all the trading profits worldwide can be coming into, a percentage, a portion of that can be coming into your Tron wallet instantly. And this is a huge bonus plan. Okay, we're getting pretty much to the end, so let's just summarize the 3 categories of contributors to DAISY. We have the tier 1 to 7 contributors, which have 50% of their contribution go into the DAISY fund. The tier 8 to 10 contributors have 70% of their contribution go to DAISY fund. And then we also have VIP contributors. This has not been launched yet, but it's all ready to open when we relaunch. And here 100% of whatever you invest will actually be going into the trading from your personal account. What exactly does that mean? If you wanted to be a partner of Endotech until now, which was possible because they have been trading extremely successfully since 2018, you would actually need at least $1 million to be even eligible to be their partner, and you would have to pay them $125,000 for a 1-year institutional license, and then they would trade with your 1 million, and you would be receiving, I think, 75% of the profits. Now, with D.AI.SY membership, you can actually access the trading platform and the robots that have been so far reserved for the big investors, and with just $100. But if you decide that you want to be a VIP contributor and have these privileges, you need to first fund all 10 tiers, so make a total contribution of $102,300, and then you can invest a minimum of $20,000 US into your own wallet, either on Binance or on, but they tell you exactly what needs to be done, but it is basically your personal exchange account. You pay a promotional 5% setup fee to Endotech. It will probably later be 10%. 100% of your fund goes into trading. That is after the 5% have been given to Endotech. And you will get 80% of the profits, which pretty much means that if you have a serious investor, or if you yourself are a serious investor, it's actually better for you to become D.AI.SY member, fund the 10 tiers, and then become a VIP contributor than to become an institutional partner of D.AI.SY. The reward for the D.AI.SY members is so big. And actually everybody profits from this as well, because 10% goes to Endotech for performance fee, and the 10% that remains go into referral plan, and all your uplines, 10 generations, get 1% of whatever you have made in profits. So again, it's the whole community working together. So if you like what you've heard so far and you want to join, here are just very quick instructions on how that is done. If you do want to join, we will of course share a much more detailed presentation on how to do this. But basically the first step is to download your TronLink wallet application. You need to prepare a minimum of 100 USDT, TRC20 in your TronLink app. It's important to realize it's TRC20. There are many different USDT tokens. You need to get a sign-up link from your referral, your sponsor. We don't want anybody stealing anybody's contacts, so please always go back to your sponsor. We will be working together and helping each other. You then found your tier 1, and with that you secure your position in the matrix. And after registration, if you want to, you can upgrade to higher levels, but you don't have to. You can wait until you make some money, or you see that you're happy with what's going on, and you can upgrade at whatever time you want to. The most important thing is that you are in as close to the top as possible. So in relation to what I just said, we do want to help each other, and for that purpose we already have a Telegram channel. This is our address. The best thing is to be on Telegram, because this is where Jiva and I are posting all the information. And D.AI.SY Global and Endotech are also on Telegram channels, so you can actually look at all the performances of Endotech and everything, and you can be updated from D.AI.SY Global as well. We are also using Messenger and WhatsApp to sort of have more for chats and questions and, you know, posting the links to Zoom and so on. And we will have regular meetings like this one. We will also make recordings of them, so you can easily share that with your friends and people who you think might be interested, and then you can help them sign up. So, you know, it's really, we want to make this as easy for everybody to invite people. And of course, we're completely open to any suggestions that you might have. We also have a Daisy Dream Team YouTube channel, where you have playlists with the important presentations, so, you know, recordings of calls, short introduction videos, because many people don't want to listen to the first presentation, which is 1 hour, you know, and so on. So go and explore that. And there is also a Daisy Global webinar page by Daisy, and that's called the daisycrowd.com. And there you actually have presentations in 12 languages. So if you have friends that are living in totally different areas of the world and speak languages that you might not be fluent in, and for them it would be easier to listen to a presentation in native language, they are all there. And basically the first step is, if you want to join, to make sure you do the steps on the previous slide with the Tron link and everything, and then start calling people, and we'll see how many more days we get before the launch. It might not be very many. Today they said that they will be announcing the final countdown possibly today or tomorrow. That means we have a maximum of 24 to 48 hours, or it might be a few more, but definitely we are in the right place at the right time. And make sure that nobody will tell you at some later stage, why didn't you tell me? So that's the reason why I told you so many words just now. And now it's time that we can create history together. And now I'll stop sharing screen and say hi to all the beautiful faces again. So please switch on your cameras.